Hey guys, Jason Noblet here, and I'm doing the Monday Q&A now. I know it's fairly late Monday evening, but because of the holiday weekend, I postponed filming this for a bit, and I'll have it out. I mean, it'll still be Monday when it's uploaded, so I'm not really late. Alright, so I have two questions for today. Alright, so for the first question, hey there. Currently weigh 180 pounds and I'm 6 foot. I've been bulking since the beginning of the year. However, I want to change up my lifts tailored towards soccer. I'm aware of doing clean squats, etc. However, I'm looking for a personal plan. Could any of you could you recommend certain lifts to hit? I'll also be throwing in plyo as I want to gain explosiveness, so I'll be hitting box jumps, double and single leg, etc. I appreciate the advice. Okay, so here's the thing. For starters, I'm not 100% sure what your level as a strength training is. So picking a personal program would not be the best. The only ones I could actually recommend you to would be novice programs, which could translate to sports fairly well. And two novice programs that translate to sports fairly well are Strong Lifts 5x5 and Starting Strength. Now, both of them have their pros and cons, but both of them are very solid programs, and they work. Following either of these will work for most people unless you're a upper level intermediate or all the way to advanced and elite lifters. But this will work for anyone who's a novice, and it will work for many intermediates as well. As far as actual exercises that you could be doing in your lifting program, well, you started out good. Squats are probably the best exercise you can do. I'm going to say for the average person, the exercises I'd have them do are overhead presses, bench press, bent over rows, squats, and deadlifts. And the reason these are the lifts I'm choosing is these will give you the best overall full body strength of almost all lifts, and they are easier to perform than Olympic lifts such as power cleans, jerks, snatches, etc., etc. These lifts are the ones that I would start out with. I would start out, and once again, that's overhead press, bench press, bent over row, squats, and deadlifts. Those are the basic ones. And the way I do it actually at the moment is I've been doing overhead press, bent over row, squat, then I do either a good morning or a form of a deadlift afterwards. Now, the form of the deadlift might be a stiff-legged deadlift. It might be your normal deadlift, depending on how many times. I only deadlift once or twice a week, but that's what I would try to do for most people. Now, if you have the techniques down for doing cleans, power jerks, power snatches, those are great for soccer as they will help with explosive strength. And I would do them if you can get the technique, but make sure you have the technique down before you consider adding those into your routine, because if you're doing them incorrectly, they are much higher injury. I think the other lifts are easier for most people to learn. Alright, so that concludes my answer. Look into finding a program that suits your level. The novice ones I recommend are Starting Strength and Strong Lifts. Alright, so for my next question. I used to play as a fullback, and now my coach is starting to play me as a defensive midfielder. I am doing some individual extra trainings to improve my ball control and first touch. As you said in your video, I am trying to recreate game situations. So are there any specific for midfielder, any drill specific for midfielders that I could do in order to improve my ball control? I am currently using a wall to train receiving the ball and turning with first touch. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start out with is that drill of using the wall to train and receive the first touch is probably the best drill you can do as a midfielder to begin with, because one of the roles of a central midfielder is the ability to switch the field. So receive the ball from one side and switch it to the other. Now, I will make one change to this. There's very, very little genuinely position-specific drills that one can do, because most positions can be faced with a similar situation on the field regardless of their position. So most drills are going to be more soccer in general. The only position that has genuine position-specific drills is goalkeeper, and that's because it's a completely different game. Training as a goalkeeper is training as a outfield player, as a field player. All right, so other types of drills that I'd be working on for you, you need, midfielders are on the ball all the time. So I'd be looking to get really good at receiving the ball, short range and long range passing depending on the style of play you and your team are, and also you need to perfect dribbling. And since you are in the center of the field, I want you to be comfortable being able to go to both your left and your right. Don't get caught up on only going to your strong side. That's a big mistake that very many young players make, is they only want to go to their strong side. So really, I'd just focus on things like that. As for a real specific drill, frankly, there's nothing better than the one you said you're already doing. Other specific drills you can do is you can take that to another level. You can, if you had two walls, it'd be even better because you could just go back and forth. But something you could do is you could use the wall, turn, dribble through cones. Now, it doesn't have to be cones in a set line like most people do. You can do them in a slalom. You can do them in any type of pattern you like, really. You can turn, do it again, do back, go back through the cones, pass the wall, turn and practice again. And there are just a number of drills you can do. Something I'm going to encourage you to do is be creative. Soccer players need to be creative. They need to be able to create some things on their own, and think about drills that are going to teach you to turn on the ball, to teach you to turn while receiving the ball, and teach you how to receive the ball quickly and make a pass quickly. Those are going to be the best type of drills you can do for your position. All right, that's the video. I'm out. Peace.